woke up this morning with Wicked in my heart and I just felt compelled to do videos on it, and so I filmed a makeup tutorial on this look. If you feel like getting either Galinda or Elphaba, I just couldn't decide which one I liked more, so I decided to be both. I have Galinda's hat with Elphaba's dress and of course Galinda's one. Kind of. This is like a cheap one from Amazon. But I wanted to do Wicked in 5 minutes, and since you can't even see my hat, I might as well take that off. What is this feeling so sudden and oh my gosh, I'm like already singing. I have been singing Wicked all morning, and Wicked is a classic and it has been requested, and I was very hesitant to make it because Wicked has a cult following, meaning like people will go crazy if I just mess it up, which I'm 100% gonna mess it up because I do with all my musical movies in 5-minute series. As you guys know, with all my 5-minute series, they're not actually in 5 minutes. It's usually like 25 minutes, and like usually 5 minutes of it are me trying to figure out the next lyric of the song, because you know, I know some. I listened to like a few on like repeat, and so like I had this in my head, and then some I'm just like, I don't even remember that song. I love Nessa Rose's song in the play, but it's not on the soundtrack, so I don't really know it. I'd have to like watch it on YouTube, but I don't really know it. So some of the songs I'll be skipping over. And some probably important plot holes. Sorry, now I feel like I have to like sneeze or blow my nose, and I just put green makeup all over my face. So yeah, I'm gonna film this video and then I'm gonna take this off because where am I gonna wear this to really? So without further ado, if you guys have never seen Wicked, you should highly go see it. I highly recommend it. There's 2 tours right now. There's the Munchkin Land tour and the Emerald City tour, and I believe Ashley Parker Angel from O-Town is in one of the tours as Fiera. So I highly recommend going and see it. Or if in New York, you go see it on Broadway. I've seen it on Broadway like literally like 2,500 times. Not literally 2,500 times, probably literally like 25 times. Like I can't even tell you all the Galindas and Elphabas I've seen. I've seen it so many times, and I was fortunate enough to go see it in 2003 or 4 with Kristen Chenoweth and Idina Menzel, and it was like amazing, like pitter patter. Oh, and Norbit Leo Boots, I don't know, he's amazing. I saw him in Big Fish, and he was Fiyero in the one I saw, and like, oh, amazing. So anyways, if you have a chance to go see it, go see it. Or you can look up some clips on YouTube, or you can just watch my version of Wicked in 5 minutes. My fellow Ozians, we can all rejoice because the Wicked Witch is dead. Hey, Galinda, is it true that you were friends with the witch? I mean, okay. She was someone I went to school with, and she had a father and a mother, and she's someone's daughter. So basically what happened was her mom met a man one night, because like all families have problems, and the man gave her a green elixir, a little potion, and they said we'd have fun together. And this one night turned into a baby later, and the baby turned out green, and everyone was like, oh my gosh, the green baby. And that is how Elphaba came about. So she is someone's daughter, so she is human, but anyways, away I go with my bubble, and then we go flashback to the school at Oz, where Galinda is there with all her little munchkin little followers, and she's like, oh, thank you guys, thank you so much, so glad to be here. I know, I'm like super popular and super awesome. And then Elphaba comes in with her dad and her sister Nessa Rose, who's in a wheelchair, and everyone's like, ah, when they see her green face. What? And the dad's like, you're only here to watch after your sister. Yes, Father. Nothing else. There's no other reason why you should be here. Yes, Dad. Nessa Rose, I love you so much. I'm going to give you a pair of ruby slippers. Oh, Father, thank you so much. That's kind of Galinda's voice. And so she gets the slippers. Father, I'll take good care of her. Yeah, whatever. And then he leaves, and then everyone shrieks, and of course Galinda's like, oh my gosh, nice shade of green. And everyone's like, whatever. And yeah, so then she was like, oh my gosh, like I want to be in the program. Galinda says, I want to be in the magic program, and the lady's like, no. And then she's like, no? I'm not used to not getting what I want. And then Elphaba, of course, is there, and she's like, so where am I rooming? And she goes, well, we are all full of rooms. And Galinda's like, by the way, I'm in my own room all by myself. Oh, Galinda's volunteering. What? And then they're like, you guys can be roommates. Thank you, Galinda. And Galinda's like, and then she writes a letter home. They become roommates, and they say, there's been some confusion here at school. My roommate is undescribably peculiar. And then she's like, my roommate is blonde. What is this feeling so sudden and new? I knew I felt it when I laid eyes on you. Dun 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 dun, my head is reeling. What is this feeling? Loathing, unadulterated loathing. That hair, that voice, that clothing. I love it all. And it's a really great song. Though I do admit it came on fast, still I do believe that it can last. Then I will be loathing, loathing you my whole life long. Dear Galinda, you are just too good. How do you do it? I don't think I could. Just know we are on your side. And then they do that whole thing, and then they hate each other, obviously, and the Munchkins all are like, ew, I can't believe it, and they're like, ew, I know. And Galinda's like, oh my gosh, I don't know. These things were sent to try us. So then they go to school, and there is a goat teacher, and the goat teacher is getting mocked at, and then they're going to show a little baby cub, and the cub is going to get experimented on. Alpha is very sensitive towards animals, and she cares for the beast teacher and cares for the little cub, and all of them still kind of like mock and make fun of her. And then they go out to the thing, and then Alphaba's like reading her book, and then she bumps into a guy, excuse me, and it's Fiyero is the handsome prince that kind of just is gliding by, doesn't really see anyone, and she's like, excuse me, and blah blah blah, and then Galinda sees him, she goes, oh my goodness, and Alpha's like, ugh, and Fiyero's like, hey ladies, and so yeah, like, he's like, oh, like, hey, and then he sings a song, it's like, dancing through life, life is a surface, da 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 dun dun da 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 do, nothing matters, and then nothing matters. It's just life, so keep dancing through. Life's more painless for the brainless. And remember that. And later on, so Fiyero's there, and then the little Munchkin boy Bach, who loves Galinda, is like, Galinda, will you please save a dance for me? I'll be waiting for you all night long. And Galinda, of course, wants to go with Fiyero. And so she's like, oh, excuse me, Bach. Bic, you know what would be awesome? See that beautifully, tragically beautiful girl in the chair. The one and it's like, it would be my hero if someone asked her. I don't know the words. And then he's like, I could ask her. Oh, Bach, you would do that for me? I'd do anything for you, Galinda. Thanks, Bach. And then Bach will ask her, Nessa, will you go to dance with me? Oh, Bach, yes. So Nessa in the wheelchair goes off, and then Fiyero's like, hey, nice. And then she's like, thank you. And he's like, what time should I pick you up? And then she's like, 8 at the Oz Fest Ballroom. I don't remember it all. And then he's like, okay, I'll pick you up at 8. And then she's like, you're perfect, so we're perfect together. And then they go to the ball, and then Nessa tells Appleba, oh my gosh, Alfie, like, Galinda set this all up. I owe it to her. She brought us together. Alfie, we deserve each other. Me and Bach, don't you see? And then Alphaba's like, I understand, and then she pulls some strings to get Galinda in the program that she wanted to be in with the professor, and so she's like, she does it because she did that for Nessa. And then, of course, she goes to Galinda, she goes, Nessa and I were just talking about you, and Galinda's like, I was just talking about you too, here's a hat, and she gives her the pointed hat, she goes, you deserve each other, you're both so smart, and he gives her the hat to kind of set her up for sabotage. And then at the ball, it is found out that Galinda gets in, and she goes, oh my gosh, I'm getting what I want? Why do I feel so bad? And so then Alphaba shows up to dance, and she starts doing like a weird dance sort of thing, and everyone's kind of like making fun of her. So Galinda goes over to help her because she realizes that she was the one that got her in, and so she goes over and starts doing like a dance with her, like a weird dance. And then after the dance is when they're like, Alfie, now that we're friends, I decided to make you my new project. You really don't have to do that. I know. That's what makes me so nice. Ding. Whenever I see someone less fortunate than I, and let's face it, who isn't less fortunate than I, my tender heart tends to start to bleed. And when someone needs a makeover, I simply have to take over. I know exactly what they need. And even in your case, though it's the toughest case I've yet to face, don't worry, I'm determined to succeed. Follow my lead, and yes, indeed, you will be popular. You're gonna be popular. I'll teach you the proper ploys when you talk to boys. Little ways to flirt and flaunt. Oh, I'll show you what shoes to wear, how to fix that hair, and everything that really counts to be popular. I know about popular, and with an assist from me to be who you'll be instead of jury who you were, well, are. There's nothing that'll stop you from becoming popular. La 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 la. We're gonna make you popular. And then she goes on and on about it, and then she's like, now we will turn that frock into a lovely ball gown. Ball gown. Ball gown. Is this thing on? I'll just wear the frock, it's pretty. And then she looks at Alfie, you're beautiful. And then Alfie looks at herself. I have to go. You're welcome. And though you protest your disinterest, I know clandestiny, you're gonna grin and bear it, your newfound popularity. La la, la la, you'll be popular, just not quite as popular as me. And then they're friends, and now they're friends, and they're awesome, and everything is happy, 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 happy. And then in class, Alphaba does some like weird magic thing to get that cub out because the cub is gonna be like, she thinks it's gonna be tortured. And then the head professor woman is like, oh my gosh, like that is some magic, you're special, like I think the wizard could use someone like you. And she's like, oh my gosh, she's like, did that really just happen? This weird trait I tried to suppress or hide is a talent that could help me meet the wizard. If I make good, well, I'll make good. When I meet the wizard, what I've worked and waited for. Oh, no, that's something that's when I meet the wizard, oh no. Cause when you're with the wizard, no one thinks you're strange. No father is not proud of you. No sister acts ashamed. Cause all of us will love you and they will know your name. Unlimited, my future is unlimited. And I just had a vision almost like a prophecy. And true, it may sound a little crazy, and true, the vision's hazy. But one day I swear there'll be a celebration throughout Oz that has to do with me. And I'll stand there with the wizard, feeling things I never felt. And though I never show it, I'd be so happy I could melt. So then Alphaba, of course, now has the makeover, and she has the wizard, and now Fiyero is even expressing interest in Alphaba because of her makeover, and kind of like rejects Galinda, and Galinda changes her name from Galinda to Glinda. The G is silent, and so after she gets rejected by Fiyero, Alphaba invites Galinda to go to Oz and see the wizard with her. And so they go and they look and they have a fun day at Oz, and they meet the wizard, who is big and scary just like he is in the Wizard of Oz. And then he's like, oh, is that Alphaba? And then Alphaba's like, oh my gosh, it's the wizard. Yes, I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting so long. And he's like, I think you could be the one. And Galinda's like, oh my gosh. And Alfie's like, oh my gosh. And then he's like, but to prove that you are really wonderful and could be my, you know, I could be your superior and you could be my protege, you have to levitate a monkey. And so she levitates the monkey and realizes the monkeys are in pain and that they're caged and they have no voices, and that the wizard did this, and she's mortified. So she's like, oh my gosh, you have to tell me how to reverse the spell. And they said the spells are irreversible. And so she has this book. She takes the book, runs away, says never, 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 and the guards are out looking for her because he knows that she's like, they're becoming like villains, and he wants her to be a part of it, and she doesn't want that. And she doesn't want anything to do with the animal cruelty and stuff like that. So she runs out, and the wizard and the professor woman, they ordered a search for her, and everyone's searching for her. And so Alphaba ends up finding her, and Alphaba's like, just go back and say you're sorry. And then she's like, no, I don't want to. Like, that's not me. I don't want to be evil. I don't want to do that to animals. And then she's like, And so basically, then that's when they're like, oh my gosh, she's the Wicked Witch because she flies off and she gets her name with the song after defying gravity. So after she's like, just go back and say you're sorry. And she's like, no, I can't. And then she's like, and then Glinda's like, you can still be with the wizard, what you've worked and waited for. You can have all you ever wanted. No, I don't want it. I can't want it anymore. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules of someone else's game. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I'm lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high of cost. And I think I'll try defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I'm defying gravity, and you can't hold me down. Can't I make you understand? You're having delusions of grandeur. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too late for second guessing, too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes and leave. It's time to try defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I'm defying gravity. And no wizard that there is or was can bring me down. And then she belted out, and then she's like, ah, and then like there she is, and then she starts levitating, and she's like, I hope you're happy in the end. I hope you're happy, my friend. And then that's basically it. And then she's like, if you care to find me, walk to the western sky. And then she like starts belting out and goes crazy. So yeah, and then that's pretty much the end of Act 1, and after Act 1, you feel it, you get so high with the songs and the action. I will say Act 2 of Wicked is amazing, but songs definitely lack. I think playwrights tend to just get over it by Act 2, even though the story is still great and it still continues, and now we start getting more of the Wizard of Oz interacted into Wicked. They start becoming the witches we know and love. The songs lack a little, so I can't really think of any songs I love in this act other than For Good, I think. So if you're tired of me singing, don't worry, there's really only one more song that I really, really love. So then Act 1 opens, and Fiyero and Galinda are together because Elphaba has now decided to become a Wicked Witch, and Galinda becomes Galinda the Good, and everyone loves her, and she's the one that is kind of the puppet master, or the puppet, rather, to the puppet masters of the wizard and the professor, and of course Fiyero, and she acts like everything's all good and clean, and she goes, okay, Oz, like, I'm your, like, loyal, like, subject. And at last, they are still on the hunt for Elphaba, who is now the Wicked Witch of the West, and, yeah, so Fiyero becomes engaged to Galinda, but Fiyero really doesn't want to, and he doesn't think that Galinda doesn't want to be found. Galinda's like, don't worry about it, she doesn't want to be found, and Fiyero's like, no, I know Elphaba, and then she's like, oh, really, you do, and like all this other stuff. And so, yeah, so then Elphaba runs, and she goes back to the wizard's palace because she wants to free the monkeys, and goes back, and then she goes to visit her sister, Nessa Rose. So Nessa Rose is now the Munchkinland unofficial official after the father died, and so yeah, then she has a spell book, Elphaba, and she like helps her sister walk. And so her sister starts walking in her beautiful heels, and she walks, and then Bach comes in, and Bach's like, oh my god, Nessa, you're walking. And then she goes, yes, Bach, isn't it great? And he's like, I have something, well, this is from the earlier song, but he's like, Nessa, I have something to confess. So he finally tells her that his heart has always belonged to Galinda and not to her, and she gets so enraged. She looks at the spell book, she goes, ah, you will lose your heart only to me. And then she starts doing that, and then I was like, it's dangerous, don't. And then Buck's like, oh my god, my heart, it feels like it's shrinking. And she goes, oh my god, Elphaba, do something, save him, Elphaba. And then she's like, it can't be reversed, just do something. So then Elphaba does her little spells, and Elphaba goes away, and then Bach is like, what happened? She goes, oh Bach, he's still alive. It's okay, you just fell. Ah! and then it shows that he is now the Tin Man because that's the only way Elphaba could have saved him. So he becomes the Tin Man and runs away, and she goes, "It was Elphaba! It was Elphaba!" And then, like, yeah. So on a witch hunt, and then Fiyero does find Elphaba, and they just rekindle their love, and they sing a really song that becomes kind of sensual because he starts like touching her and she starts touching him, and it's a really pretty song. I have it downloaded. I don't really recollect the tune of it right now, but yeah. And then so he's the head guard, by the way. He's the head guard of Oz as appointed by the wizard and Galinda. And so he kind of like hijacked, and then so basically they know the only way to get Elphaba to capture her, so to speak, is to do harm to her sister. And so the professor says, "Ooh, I think there's going to be a change in the weather," and casts a little tornado spell, and Nessa Rose gets a house landed on her, and Galinda gives a little girl from Kansas, Dorothy, the ruby slippers, and sends her on her way. And Galinda, by the way, was the one that tipped it off that to get to Elphaba, you have to get to her sister, Nessa Rose. So anyways, she's like, "Where's the slippers?" I guess would be this face. And she's like, "I gave them away," and blah, 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 blah. And then Fiyero is like, "Fiyero, get her." And they come, and he actually takes Galinda as hostage so that Elphaba can run away. And then Fiyero, of course, becomes the Scarecrow. And then later on, it is revealed that the cub that she tried to save is now the Cowardly Lion. So all three are sent to get the Wicked Witch. And so basically they all reconvene, and it's at the witch's place where Fiyero says she'd be safe, and the monkeys, that Dorothy is going to come and put water on the witch to kill her. So Galinda comes and is like, "Elfie," and she's like, "Galinda," and they like reunite sort of, and then she's like, "It's okay. It's my time to go." Galinda's like, "No, Elfie. It doesn't have to be that way." And then they get really emotional, and then they sing one of my favorite songs of Wicked, which is "For Good," and it's like, "And I've heard it said that people come into our lives for a reason, bringing something we must learn, and we are led to those who help us most grow if we let them, and we help them in return. Well, I don't know if I believe that's true, but I know I'm who I am today because I knew you. Like a comet pulled from orbit as it passes the sun, like a stream that meets a boulder and halfway through the wood. Who can say if I've been changed for the better, but because I knew you, I have been changed for good." And then it well may be that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made from what I've learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. Now whichever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Dun 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 dun. And then they sing, and then it's a beautiful song. I love the song. And they hug and embrace. And then we see Dorothy come and put a bucket of water on the witch, and she melts, and everyone is relieved. Galinda says the Wicked Witch is dead. We can all relax. The witch is dead. Yay, yay, yay. But plot twist. Fiyero, who now became a Scarecrow, comes back, and he knocks on a little wooden door, and Elphaba emerges because she's not actually dead. And the Scarecrow and Elphaba, they live happily ever after. She goes, "Oh, you look amazing. You're so handsome. You're so beautiful. I missed you. I love you." And he's like, "You're just saying that." And she's like, or he's like, "You're like making that up or something." And she's like, "No, I just see things differently," or something. It's a really, really cute line. I don't really know the exact line. So they live happily ever after, and it's a really, really cute story, and that is the story of Wicked. So I know I kind of didn't really do it justice. I mean, I love the play. I recently just saw it at the Pantages here in LA, and it was so good. Like, the people who perform in Wicked like give you chills. Like, everyone has amazing voices. I see a lot of shows and I'm like, okay, their voices are good, but Wicked blows you away every time with the voices, the performance, the dancing, the show. It's just a really great show. The visuals are amazing. I highly recommend seeing it in New York. The touring production, the only difference between the touring production and the Broadway one is, you know, just like lower sets, like, you know, lower budget sets. Still amazing, but there's something magical about seeing Wicked in New York. It's really, really amazing. And so, yeah, I hope you guys were inspired to go see it. I really enjoy doing these movies in 5 minutes. I think more just because I like to dress up and like sing the songs, because that's just what I do anyways, like a crazy person myself. So yeah, that was my Wicked in 5 minutes. If you guys want to see this tutorial, I will link that below. I don't even know. It wasn't really a tutorial. It was more like I don't know what I'm doing. But for some reason, I kind of like the way this side turned out better. I used to too much green, but anyways. Hi guys, I'm hot. I'm sweating in my Elphaba jacket. Who is your favorite, Elphaba or Galinda? I can't really decide. That's why I did both. I love, love, love Galinda. I feel like she's my spirit animal when she does her little hair toss. But Elphaba I think has great heart, and I think she's awesome, and so I try to glam her up over here on the side. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. To my fellow Broadwayans, I know you guys like these. You know, I just try and have fun pretending Broadway is my living room. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning into my show. Here are my bows. Thank you for the standing ovation, because I know you guys are standing up clapping. And until next time, I want to say hi to Rick Moranis, and here are my kisses for my little baby fishes. Mwah! Bye guys.